Hey, we're Flick and Joe, and this is our dog Walter. In 2022, we made the crazy decision to quit our full-time jobs, pack up our lives, and move aboard our blue water sailing boat. We spent many months refitting her and getting her ready for our plans until one day we actually did it. We cast off the lines, we pointed her south, and off we went. We've now sailed over 1,000 nautical miles, dodging orcas, yes, actually, and most of the rocks along the way. Join us for the beautiful, quite stressful but endlessly eventful life that is full-time living aboard.
In this week's episode, we nearly hit a fishing buoy, we sail through some more fog, and Flick calls me stupid.
That's such a stupid thing to say.
We left Nazare today, which is pretty cool. We're sailing, well now we're actually sailing. We've been waiting, we spent a week in Nazare, waiting for some wind. And we finally got some. So we're actually sailing now, we left Nazare this morning at like 7 o'clock, 7:15. We've motored until now, which is like 2.5 hours, and now we're sailing, no engine, and we're doing about 6 knots, which is great. Today's journey is 66 nautical miles, something like that. It's quite long day. We could split this into half and stop at a place called Peniche, but we are going all the way down to get into a place called Cascais, which is next door to Lisbon. It's meant to be a beautiful little town, really nice anchorage, and we could also get the train in to Lisbon as well. And look at today, we've got beautiful blue sky and no fog, which is really nice. I just got to keep an eye out for fishing buoys. Nazare has just been foggy. We've been there for a week and every single day it's like thick fog, so it's kind of like cloudy, but it's really frustrating because Nazare has these hills behind sort of the beachfront, and you can see that at the top of the little like cliffs at the top of the hill it's blue sky and sunny up there, you can see the sun on the houses, but down by the beach like sea level where we are, we're just like shrouded in fog. So it's a really cool place to visit. I think just the time of year or the weather we've had, it's just been pretty cloudy, so it's not been that warm. Yeah. It's just me and Walt in the cockpit because Flick's not feeling very well at all. She was sick this morning, which is the first time she's actually been sick. Like, she's felt seasick, nauseous before, but not actually been sick. And I think, yeah, hopefully we'll see Flick soon. She'll crawl out of bed. So in the meantime, it's just me and Walt up here, and we are on the lookout for fishing buoys because we're trying to stay quite close to the coast. We're trying to stay in water that's between, well, 30-40 meters maximum of depth, because if you go too far offshore, that seems to be where the orca attacks are happening. So our plan is to stick to the coast, stick to shallower water, but the downside of that is that there are a lot more fishing buoys in like this 30-meter depth zone. There seems to be just tons of them, and the risk with the fishing buoys is that they get caught on the propeller, and you lose the ability to run your engine. So we've got to keep an eye out for those. We do not want to get tangled with a fishing buoy. So just like that, Now it's just fog. It was like 5 minutes ago we had beautiful blue sky, and now it's just a sea of fog. Well, hello. Look, he showed up! You're out of your bed now.
Yes.
What happened?
I had a very difficult morning, and I was very sick. I was feeling really sick. I had to do some work at 8, and it was like a bit choppy. And I was doing the work, and I was like, oh, this isn't good. I can feel it in my tummy. And then I really needed to go to the loo. I was like, just shut your eyes, go to sleep, it'll be fine. But I really needed to go to the loo. And I was like, Joe, I'm going to go to the loo, but like, be ready because I'm going to be sick if I go to the loo. And Joe was like, you'll be fine, you'll be fine. And then I went to the loo. Halfway through my wee, I had to get up, go get a saucepan, go back to the loo, and then vomit while I was still on the loo. It was awful.
And it was the eggy loo.
Yeah, and it was the loo that we don't use. And so then when I started flushing it just absolutely stinks of eggs. Because I don't know why that is. Some salt water thing.
It's wee reacting with salt apparently. Salt water.
So yeah, so then I just filled the saucepan with watery sick, and yeah, and came up on deck and gave it to Joe to sort out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I went downstairs and I went to sleep for a bit.
But now we got sunshine again.
And then the sun came out, so I came out. Except Joe's just decided to do something really fun with the sails, which means we have no sunshine. And this little boy's, this little boy's very sad.
We're trying to go wing on wing, baby. We have 13 knots of wind. The wind has dropped again. It keeps going between like 17 knots and 12, 11 knots. If it stays down at this sort of wind though, we're going to have to start motoring, because otherwise we won't get to Cascais until really late, which we don't really want to do. So we need the wind to pick up, or we're going to have to start motoring.
This is called sailing fashion.
Oh yeah, I like what you're doing. It's a good combo. Nice slippers.
Thanks.
It's gone foggy again.
Yeah.
Foggy but sunny.
It's like a battle with sunshine. I just really want it to be out. And it's like we're sailing into the fog, but the fog is just ahead of us. And it's staying just ahead of us. So behind us is like a lot clearer. And ahead is really foggy, but it just keeps staying the same. So it'd be nice if we either just went a tiny bit slower and then we have the sun, or we just fully embrace the fog and it stops teasing me with a little bit of sun.
Chilly.
It's pretty cold.
What does it say the wind is?
18 knots.
Nice. And the boat speed? It's on the autopilot as well.
6.8, 7, 7.2.
Cruising.
Cruising.
Any fish?
No fish.
No.
It's really weird. It's like there's no waves, but I still feel like I'm being like thrown around the boat.
Well, I think it's just because we're going
So quickly.
like 7 knots through the water. There is some swell.
Yeah, but it's like it's nothing like what we had before.
Yeah.
Like as in size-wise.
I think this is a bit choppy.
Yeah. There's also some breakers.
Yeah, they hit the side of the boat. One hit the side of the boat earlier, and I literally thought we'd like hit a rock when you were in bed.
Yeah, I thought so too. I felt it.
It slapped the boat so hard.
That was
Horrible.
terrified.
Like, we can't have hit a rock. We're in really deep water. Right, I'm gonna watch some TV.
When do we know when to reef?
When we start broaching.
No, you don't let it go that far. That's such a stupid thing to say.
No, we're absolutely fine at each week now.
Okay, but how would you know if you needed to?
Like when it goes over 20-25, we'd need to start
You
reefing.
have all your sails up until it's at 25.
Downwind, yes. We are about 15 miles to go from there, and we've just been in the fog for the last, I don't know, hours and hours of fog. The waves are so nasty, they're not very big, but they're just really short. The frequency between them is really short, and they're really steep, and to the point where they're breaking as well, some of these waves. And they splash into the swim platform, and then they come back up the drainage holes into the cockpit. So it's wet. It's wet down there. It shouldn't be wet down there. But look at them. But as you can see, well, that was kind of spooky. The land has just appeared out of the fog. We've not seen any of the Portuguese coast all day, and this is the first bit. Those are like some big cliffs. About to have some sunshine at last. It's freezing and my hair is soaking wet because it's been in the mist all day, the fog.
so cold. Absolutely flying along. 7 or 8 knots. Amazing. Ah, for God's sake, the prop's gone.
What do you mean?
It's gone.
What do you...
This water's coming in. We need to bung it.
Join us next week to see how we manage to get out of this mess. Subscribe to make sure you don't miss out.